Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another Sword of Convallaria video. So with the release of our latest debut character, Simona, and of course as we step into the month of September, it is time to take a look at the tier list that we have and see if anything has changed from the CN side as well as the global side. So in junction with the early access information that we have, we can perhaps take a look at what to expect in the month of September and whether or not you should be saving or going for characters that have a better future viability. So without further ado, let's get things started. And right off the bat, I want to give a huge shout out to this content creator. Okay, he goes by the name of Sourdough, and this is his channel. I'll leave it in the link down below in the description and also in the pinned comment. This is Dotato, that's the YouTube, right? Absolutely amazing content creator. The amount of effort he went into creating and translating the CN tier list is really awesome. So I suggest you to take a look at the original 30-minute video, okay, if you want to go through every single character in the breakdown, whereas in this video we'll go over some of the characters as a general perspective and what they excel at, and of course in junction, like I said, with the schedule. And thanks again, Sourdough, for sending me, I've had a chance to chat with him on Discord, for sending me the original pictures he's made for the tier list so that we can do this review of the CN as well as the global tier list. And as always, look forward to some upcoming Sword of Convallaria content we have for September, because like I said, Sourdough will also be part of this amazing event, so stay tuned for that. Now, taking a look at the CN tier list, they mainly break it down into various sections, which is great because, as we know, we're all always looking at the comprehensive tier list from the global side as well. So it's good to see that they do have different rankings, for example boss strategy scores and even PvP rankings, which will show some differences, of course. And this is the original content is from a Bilibili content creator. I forget the name, but in my previous CN tier list, I've used him as a source as well. And there are two CN lists. This is another one, and this is from someone from the CN tier list that consistently ranks in the top 10 for the new tower endgame mode. So it's pretty trustworthy in terms of what their strengths are. But without further ado, let's just talk about some of the best in-slot characters. You can see right off the bat, right, from what we can expect in the upcoming banners. We can see Sophia and Augusta. I mean, we've talked about it, these two characters again and again, and they are just sitting at the top of every single tier list. And incidentally, these are the characters that will be coming up quite shortly on the global server. Right now, if you watch my previous video about having another character before these banners, for example Coco, you would know that global may be doing the schedule differently, because we predicted it was Edda into Simona, which came true. Yes, we did have Edda and now Simona, but as early access content creators, we can also see what's coming up next. Now, not everything's set in stone, okay? So yeah, don't quote me, and devs have explicitly told me to say that we cannot reveal, you know, early information as nothing is confirmed, but this would be my prediction below. So if we're getting Coco, you can see the current characters we have received so far, which is Simona and Edda, sitting in the 1.2 tier list category right now in terms of this, I think it's the CM patch, which is about 8 months or 9 months ahead of us. And you can see that in comparison, Coco is sitting in the 0.5 tier, okay? And not to mention, in terms of PvP, she is just in the above the 8 score category behind Simona. So this is the reason why I wanted to bring out these character guys, is because not only do you see their performances from a general point of view, which is very heavily scored towards PvE, but also PvP, I think, is an area that we need to touch upon, since we'll be getting real-time arena earlier than the CN release, which was again a couple of months down the line, but I suspect we'll be getting it rather soon. So looking at the PvP stuff, Simona is actually not bad. Even characters that we have seen, Alex and Titan, that are just not so great in the general tier list, sitting in, for example, Alex is tier 2.5, Titan's 2.5, they're actually quite nice in the PvP aspect of things. Okay, so looking at the other CN tier list, you can see they're also all the way Alex in T2 and Tina in T3, but in the PvP, tier list, not bad at all. So again, we'll be including this in our discussion. So if we can see Coco, that will be the next character as a tier 0 character who needs to be 5-star. And I just want to address what we were saying in the comments in the previous video, is that having early Coco, in my opinion, is not bad, in the sense that if you want to skip her, that's fine. You got more time to save for some of the other tier 0 characters, for example, Sophia. But if you want to grab Coco early, you can start farming her shards early, so your 5-star Coco will come online faster than a Coco that you obtain 2 patches after, right? Which yeah, kudos to the commentators for I guess the YouTube comments for pointing it out, because that is honestly such a great point that I didn't really consider. But looking at the future, if global doesn't change things that much, we're looking at, of course, you know, these 2 tier 0 characters, and from the global tier list point of view, they're also obviously at the very top, right? So we have some tier 0 characters coming up that are just the best in slots in everything. So we really need to make a decision, and the part of the reason why I want to make this video is, if you were having a dilemma in choosing between Sophia and Augusta, you can see that overall Sophia does rank slightly higher, but if you want to be looking at the PvP side of things as well, Augusta definitely ranks super high in terms of the boss fights. So I think, on my honest opinion, as a more easier to use character point of view and application wise, Augusta is definitely not a bad choice if you can only prioritize Sophia or Augusta, if you choose one between the two, right? And not to mention that if you follow my channel, as soon as I'm allowed to release the confirmed information or give you guys a sneak peek or hint at the characters coming up next, it will be updated on my YouTube and then subsequently updated on my sort of Convallaria community sheet, because the information we have is about 20 days in advance. Okay, so we get to see basically 2 banners, almost 2 banners ahead, because we have a 2-week window and then also 6 days after that. So we pretty much get to see 2 banners ahead information wise, so allowing you to hopefully plan ahead and go over some of the stuff. Not to mention that there's loads of codes saved up as well, so if you needed to redeem some stuff, make sure you get these in. Okay, I've also fed this back to the developers, saying that, you know, resources are going to be very tight, and we do need additional pool currencies. But you know what, this might be an early sneak peek into how the global banners will run differently, and this change may benefit characters a lot more. But anyhow, let's take a look at the tier list again. So we've got the PvP score, we bought the boss strategy score, and they're relatively the same, with Karis, Augusta at the top of the PvP, and Augusta, Karis here for the boss strategy. But Sophia, of course, is going to be much better in terms of PvE versus potentially PvP. And looking at the overall breakdown, you can see the tier 0 characters and the tier 0.5 characters. The only one we have since release that is, I guess, 2 characters that we have sitting in the top tier are going to be Inanna and Gloria. Gloria turns more into a supportive role that has good damage capabilities, and Inanna is extra turn mechanic is just broken, because later on when you tackle some of these tower difficulties, turn counts are gonna matter, so you are actually trying to get as many cooldowns and skills during these turns to maximize your damage. And that's why the engravings side of things, the engraving that offers a cooldown reduction or reset rather on a RNG basis, is such a heavily favored engraving set later on for these end game content. But you can see overall the tier list look very much similar across the CN one, so I'll just use the translated version. But for the global side of things, right, these characters, the Barrel, Cole characters, have not moved down just yet. And again, this is the site Loot and Waifus, I would say the most detailed global website we have currently for sort of Convallaria. So in terms of the breakdown, looking into the future, because there'll also be exclusive equipment as well, we still have some really strong characters from the beginning of the game that are sitting comfortably at the very top, but some do fall off. Like Barrow's still decent at tier 1, but Cole, namely, due to the fact that bosses, enemies get really tanky, you cannot one-shot them, will fall off to the lower tiers. But even so, the 2 recent releases, Edda and Simona, are not, you know, completely gone. They're sitting in 1.5 and have uses as well. Simona PvP, Edda against bosses, and reducing their magic defense to 0 and letting our magic team do all the work. But still, future characters are looking really good, especially with the schedule, looking at some really new upcoming tier 0 releases that will last you for a very long time. But they are, you know, also very difficult to obtain in succession if you are free to play characters. So all in all, we'll be doing this every month, kind of going over the tiers, what has changed so far. There isn't, you know, any recent releases that just breaks the game. I believe the newest character we have on the CN server is a lady that starts with an L. I forget her name. It's been a while since I've checked the CN side of things with their latest releases. But as soon as we have a tier list update, of course, information-wise, we'll post that. In the month of September, we can expect at least 2 banners, right? Coco and someone else. We don't know who, but information will be posted as soon as I'm allowed or have them. And then we should be looking at quite a major patch update in the month of September. So stay forward, look forward to that. Yeah, anyhow, that's the quick breakdown. Guys, don't forget to check out Loot and Waifu's website, and also visit Potato Sourdough's YouTube channel. He's gonna have some more CN stuff coming up as well. So yeah, awesome work. It's really good to see how active the content creators are in this community, and honestly, just having a great time with the game. Stories are nice, and of course, give us more polls, please, devs. Give us more polls. But yes, in terms of the tier list, still about 9-10 months down the future, Augusta and Sophia is what everyone is going to be going for, and Coco, of course, sitting very pretty. And it's very important to plan ahead, otherwise you will be in not a great place, skipping some of these super strong characters. But let me know who you're going for and what you're looking forward to, and thank you guys once again for watching. And it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.